Hello and welcome back to the channel, everybody. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and as I had promised, this episode we are actually going to do Hangar 18 by Megadeth. Now, I haven't gone over any real detail as to what the song is about, but let's just say that we're going to try to structure our build to look very alien. So everything is going to have kind of a weird, oddity bent to it. And I think just an electric disintegration ray, I think, is probably the best choice for the basic. So there, we've got alien ray beams, we've got the thing that creates a gravity well, we've got electricity, and we've got something that will make much more sense when I get into the lyrics. Alright, now, what robe do we use? I mean, to be fair, Awe is probably the best choice, because just about everything here hits rapidly, and those extra critical hits could definitely mean something. And what the hell, it's been a while since I've used the Awe robe. And what do we have here? There you go. There's your weird sound effect of the day. Dark Sage, don't do that again. Alright, and we've got a weird mask that makes me look like a strange alien creature. Dark Sage, you know that's just a raccoon, right? You know what? Shut up. Alright, so I'm probably not going to do the retro floor plan this time. Which reminds me, I haven't done the soundtrack check yet. Let me grab that D20. And we'll roll the old dodecahedron. And it goes off the table and somewhere mysterious. That does not count. Alright, guess we're doing the classic tracks. Alright. Oh, I said I wasn't gonna do the retro floor plan this time, but it's right there. Alright, you know what? Let's go for it. Alright, and is there a particular place that I do or do not want to start? I should probably get the twins out of the way. Set them up first, that way I don't have to worry too much about my basic and my dash being ineffective. Alright. So here we go. I didn't take my extra money. You know what? I'm gonna try to go without it. I've got my Sierra Mist, I've got my retro floor plan. And in the immortal words of Bubsy, what could possibly go wrong? There we go. Alright, I'm definitely liking how this is working out so far. Alright, so let's start by explaining a little bit about who Megadeth is. Megadeth is an American thrash metal band, and they were, and I guess still are, one of the big four of thrash metal. The other, I guess you could say, or depending on how you want to put it, maybe like one of the four kings of thrash metal. The others being Metallica, Anthrax, and Slayer. And I'll have more to say about those bands later. But growing up, I only really knew anything about Metallica. I knew of Megadeth, but I hadn't listened to much of their music. So that's something that I've been attempting to remedy over the recent history. And since I've had plenty of time, since my job involves me now sitting in a truck for long periods of time, I figured I would start catching up on Megadeth's discography, because frankly, I want to familiarize myself with the history of the music that I love. Well, that's interesting. It's a maybe. I'm thinking probably not, but, you know, it's interesting to see. It's not a bad option. But I'm probably going to stick with Bolt Rail. Of particular interest, Dave Mustaine was originally going to be a part of Metallica, but for reasons that I don't know, that idea didn't work out. As a matter of fact, Mustaine actually wrote some of the guitar work for Call of Cthulhu, which appeared on Metallica's Ride the Lightning. And when he went to write the music for Hangar 18, he actually used the kind of D-drop chord structure, but as part of the intro, but, you know, rapidly sped it up. Now, I would say that was kind of like a backhanded way of being like, take that, Metallica, except for, you know, in the long run, Metallica ended up winning the Grammy for Best Metal Performance that year over at Hangar 18. So, I mean, who really beat who in that fight? Okay, I'm torn, because I know this will be effective against Shu, but not so effective against Zeal. But it also works with my overall build. You know what, I'm just gonna go for it. Oops, I'm a dummy. So that's an interesting to know that it's spelled Call of Cthulhu, but we know it's Call of Cthulhu. It's interesting to know how those two songs are linked, and once again, I find it very interesting how big of fans Metallica are of Lovecraft's work. Just, again, food for thought there. Admittedly, I also kind of like Lovecraft's work, which is why as part of my desire to create characters of interesting origins, I have a character that is essentially an ancient old one. She's got the torso of a human, the lower body of a squid, so tentacle. And she hails from a watery world because, hey, she likes the ocean. Now, that's not what this episode is about. What did I think I was doing? The answer is I thought I was casting that, but it was on cooldown, not ready to go. So, I mean, I know exactly what my mistake is. I'm just not super proud of it. Oh, hello. Give. That was not smart. That one was also painful. Oh, tapping gloves. Nice. Definitely take that. Roxel's pendulum is a maybe, so is electrifying smog. And simply because this is not the place for it, we are also not going to be discussing the idea that Lovecraft had a lot of racist leanings. That's for two reasons. One, because I feel as though the art should stand apart from the artist for the most part. And two, because during Lovecraft's time, let's be fair, a lot of people were unnecessarily racist. And at the time, there's this little thing called slavery and the Civil War to consider, so I'm not saying it makes it okay, I'm saying it makes it more of a kind of normal thing for the time. So it's not that nowadays being a super huge racist, it makes you exceptional. Not in a good way, it just makes you exceptional. Back in those days, it was absolutely normal, so that's why I'm bringing it up, is because it's not because I condone it, it's because in the long run, it was nothing to write home about. It meant that Lovecraft fit in with the times. So I don't really see that as a view of his work should be boycotted, because honestly, there's a lot of people during that time that felt the same way. It's a difficult and touchy subject, and certainly not the one that I want to focus on for this video. So, what is the song Hangar 18 ultimately about? Well, some of you may actually recognize the term Hangar 18. It is... Let's see, I'm going to grab this. And I'm going to grab this, even though I'm not sure I'm even going to use it. Some of you may recognize the term as it's part of the whole Area 51 thing. Basically, the story is that supposedly... Hello, Surefire Rocket. Yeah, I'll grab that. Alright, cool. And now we move on. So the story is supposedly that the beings that they found in the, essentially the crashed UFOs right outside of Roswell, New Mexico, were essentially moved to that place. Excuse me, I did not sign up for those advertisements. You go away. You also go away. But, yeah, Hangar 18 is actually located at the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base near Dayton, Ohio. And it was speculated that an alien aircraft was brought there from Roswell in 1947. So that is largely what Hangar 18 is about. and also largely why I wanted to go with a kind of alien feel for this run. Also, I apologize for the Lovecraft tangent. That should honestly be a topic in a video in and of itself. So, I also imagine there's going to be a number of people who are going to be upset with me about, about my stance on the topic. But again, that's something that can be discussed later. We don't need to get into it right now. Okay, that was getting crowded and tense. As for the lyrics of the song, the lyrics are there but sparse, as the song is very heavily an instrumental piece. Not entirely, of course, but it is mostly about the instrumentals. And honestly, that's kind of what you expect from thrash metal, so kind of hitting the norm for that. That doesn't mean, of course, that the lyrics play no role. As what the lyrics do is essentially set up the story for what Hangar 18 is all about. And we will get into that in just a moment, though I would like to point out that there is also a sequel song called Return to the Hangar that comes off of one of their much later albums. But, well, as said, that's for another time. Right now, we're going to get into the lyrics of Hangar 18, and for those of you who don't remember, for those of you who never knew, when I read the lyrics to one of the songs on Wizard of Metal, I tend to read it with very little inflection, because I want you to get your own takeaway from the lyrics and not be super influenced by the note structure or whatever. I'm simply discussing the lyrics and their potential meaning, which is why I read them the way I do. It's not because of any sort of like, oh, who cares about this song? Not at all. It's simply that I want you to get your own takeaway for the not just about the words, but about the meaning behind them, which is why I read them the way I do. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's actually get into the lyrics. Welcome to our fortress tall. It'll take some time to show you around. Now, to me, the meaning of that lyric is fairly obvious. They're being shown around what's being known as Hangar 18. And they're just saying, yeah, it's big. And the walls are tall. It's impossible to break these walls, for you see the steel is much too strong. Again, I don't think that requires any deeper analysis. I mean, if you think it does, I mean, you be the bearer of your own judgment there, but kind of doesn't feel necessary. Computer banks to rule the world, instruments to sight the stars. So now we're getting into something that's a bit more interpretive. Also, yes, I am getting beat up pretty badly. Thank you for noticing. I will go handle that. Then the very short chorus is possibly I've seen too much, Hangar 18, I know too much. Now going back to the thing about computer banks to rule the world, instruments to sight the stars, they're obviously talking about computers that are very powerful and can process a lot of information, enough so to, as they so adequately put it, potentially rule the world. And instruments to sight the stars is very obviously calling to being able to essentially navigate through space. At least that's the way I'm looking at it. And kind of again, I don't think this song is necessarily highly interpretive. I think is very much an idea of what you see is what you get. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm just saying that's kind of what this song seems like to me. Alright. Yes. This is important. We need to make sure that we have the best critical hit chances possible. Alright, moving on. Next verse. Foreign life forms inventory suspended state of cryogenics. So the aliens that crashed in Roswell are being kept there in, as has been put, a suspended state of cryogenics. And they're being essentially taken inventory of. Selective amnesia is the story. Believed, foretold, but who would suspect? In other words, the people that go there basically say, I don't know, I can't remember anything. And they're going on, kind of going on to say, like, this is what we thought was here, but we never would have believed it if we hadn't seen it. Well, you know we have to pick that up. Free presents? Aw, you shouldn't have. Like, no, honestly, you probably shouldn't have. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this. Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take Cascading Blitz. Yes, I probably could have taken the portal, but where's the fun in that? Alright, next piece of the lyrics. The military intelligence, 2 words combined that can't make sense. Again, I'm pretty sure we don't need an interpreter for that one. That's very, very much what you see is what you get. I kind of love it. Man, I nailed that one. then the last part of the lyrics is once again just repeating the chorus. Probably I've seen too much, Hangar 18, I know too much. So like I said, the lyrical part of this song is kind of short. But at least it's not like, you know, a certain other song I can name where the lyrics are so repetitive that you feel like you're falling asleep just reading them. Oh, that was a scarf. Well, we have the possibility of the magician's outfit. I'll grab it, but ultimately, that's the face I want to wear. Beautifully done. Ooh, now we've got bouncies. There we go. Perfect, I love this idea. So, my takeaway on Hangar 18, like I said, it's not a song that's particularly deep in its meaning, or rather it kind of is, but it doesn't take a lot of extra interpretation on the part of the lyrics. The song is very much in the vein of, damn it. It's very much in the vein of you see what you get, or you get what you see. I'm for some reason having trouble with this particular analogy. Alright, getting beat up pretty bad here. We cannot accept that fate. Well, that was horrible. Help, I'm dying over here. And largely because I'm playing like an idiot. Oh, that's how the phrase goes. I even said it earlier. What you see is what you get. But again, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. The song being very straightforward in its meaning, I think, is probably a good thing, because this is supposed to be a song that's already about a mysterious topic. So saying it straight is a good way to at least get eyes on the topic. So, you know, lyrically, the song is fine. I don't have a problem with it. There's nothing that I find objectionable or even questionable about the lyrics. They're a little simple, but I would not use that as a negative in this case. As far as the music itself, that would be where Hangar 18 and Megadeth as a band shine. This song is off of their 1990 album Rust in Peace, and it's definitely one of their better works. Like they have a lot of albums to date, just because they are prolific and have been around for a while. But I don't think it gets. I'm not gonna say I don't think it gets much better than Rust in Peace. It's a good album, but I'm not gonna say that it's like their be-all, end-all work because I haven't heard all their work. I mean, for what it's worth, anything is better than Risk, though. That album is. Whew. So just for the record, Darksage, you're saying Risk is worse than Saint Anger. Alright, now we're splitting hairs. No, what I'm getting at is that of Megadeth discography, Risk is about as bad as it gets. If you can dig Risk to any extent, then pretty much their entire discography will probably appeal to you. That was not smart. I could have saved that. Ooh, I see the Ring of Reserves there. That's definitely a good thing to have. Alright, so let's work our way towards that. Yeah, I did it! And what do we want to give up for the Ring of Reserves? Probably the top hat. So, what I will say about Megadeth as a band is that they are a band that is well known for their guitar work. And Hangar 18 shines a light on that, and it is pretty exemplary guitar work. Like, if you get a chance to listen to it, I definitely recommend it. It's not hard to find the song anywhere, I should point out. Ow. And like I said, it's off their 1990 album, Rust in Peace, which a lot of people say is probably some of their best work. I don't have strong opinions on it one way or another, but I am inclined to agree. It is definitely some of their better work. Like, for sure. Alright, I think I know what I'm going to do here, but let's come back to it. Okay, double check, see if there's anything here I want to purchase. Not really. Like, the reactive vine mail is nice, but it's just thing, it's nice. Not thrilling, but nice. Alright, beautifully fought battle, if I do say so myself, and now we move on. Now, like a lot of bands that have been around for a long time, they are using newer technology to remaster their old works. And yes, Rust in Peace is amongst the things that they've remastered. So like I said, it's a good album. It's not hard to find, so I definitely recommend going and checking it out. It is a show enough masterpiece. I really like Rust in Peace, and Hangar 18 is definitely a very good reason as to why. Is there anything here that I really want? No, I'm pretty good with what I have. All right, so let's give this one hell of a cosmic ending. Now I know I'm probably being a little bit premature by already claiming victory, but honestly, you guys have been watching my channel long enough to know that there's a pretty good chance that I've already won at this point. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate your continued support and interest in my silly shit. As per usual, drop me a like, leave me a comment, subscribe if you're interested. If you have further interest in what my channel does. I missed there. That was almost lost the thread there. And there we go. As cosmic of an ending as one could possibly have. Yeah, I almost fell victim to my own hubris, so don't make that same mistake. Don't do what I did. Wait until the actual end of the episode to start congratulating your own victory. But like I said, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. I do Wizard of Metal pretty frequently, and not only I don't just do songs. I also do album overviews and retrospectives. The last album that I did was... oh, which album was it? I think I had done an album overview on Final Days by Orden Ogun. It's one of my favorite albums of last year. Definitely worth it. Definitely worth a watch, and if you haven't listened to the album, please go do so. It deserves your attention. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to watch the skies, just in case you happen to find an unidentified flying object that comes crashing down into your local park. And I will catch you guys next time. My name is Dark Sage Walker, and I will be seeing you.